What is up, YouTube? ZukiM1 here, and I am back with a brand new YouTube video. Today I am bringing you guys part 4 of What Does Your Main Say About You, Brawlhalla edition. So, um, yeah, the reason why part 4 kind of took a little longish was because, you know, Brawlhalla was releasing new legends, like back to back and back to back on top of each other. Like, we just got Dusk not too long ago, and now we already got Fate. So yeah, they haven't been wasting really too much time. Like, they added more spots to the top. Like, there's 3 legends that was in the top. That's in the top row that wasn't in the top row before. So like Caspian, Sidra, and Zall, those guys got pushed up because there's so many new legends now. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to run through this. I'm gonna run through this, give everybody what they came here to hear about, which is their mains being talked about. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. And first off, we're starting off with our boy Caspian. Now, if you're a Caspian main, you main Caspian because he is in your face. Both of his weapons are weapons that you cannot fight from a distance. There is no range. There is no far gameplay. There is none of the above. Your character is strictly supposed to be in the person's face from start to finish. So, you are a person that prefers a more direct approach when coming at your opponent. You do not believe in passive gameplay, and you love rogues. So, if you guys ever played D&D, if you guys see my other What Is Your Main Say About You videos, you'll see that Brawlhalla really likes Dungeons, Dungeons and Dragons inspired characters. So, Caspian is a rogue based type character. He uses bombs, daggers, and other things. And I know his katars are daggers and stuff like that or whatever. But yeah, he uses regular daggers like throwing daggers in his sigs and things of that nature. And he used bombs with his gauntlets and things of that nature. So that makes him pretty bluntly obvious that he's a rogue based character. And on top of that, if you guys read his lore, I read lore. Um, he is a character that's notorious for stealing, and rogues are known for stealing. Um, yeah, so Caspian is a pretty cool character. His stats, nice, right? He has 7 offense, 5 dexterity, 4 defense, and 6 speed. So he's a pretty balanced character. Nothing glaring in terms of anything. You probably want to take a defense stand when you're playing this character. If not a defense stand, then just probably take a default stance because he's pretty good. He's pretty good. No problems coming out. His SIGs are pretty good. They aren't really that easy to combo into, but they can set you up for some pretty nice situations. Uh, he can be a little gimmicky, and some people do tend to forget that there's other buttons other than his SIGs. So his SIGs are pretty strong, but outside of that, if you really know what you're doing with the character, you can have a really fun time, and he is definitely somebody to be feared. So that is Caspian in a nutshell. On to Sidra. Now, if you're a Sidra main, you love pirates. And we've already done a pirate character, which is Thatch, but Thatch is a selfish person who does not appreciate their teammates. Where Sidra is, I wouldn't say she's more team oriented, but she definitely does better in a team setting. Her SIGs are a little bit more single target. They don't hurt everybody within the nearby area. And on top of that, she is really cool. Like her outfits, her stances, everything about her screams, I'm a cool character. So yeah, I mean, a Kraken inspired pirate is something that is definitely not. Nor is that for any other pirate based characters. I think we only got two, honestly. Yeah, I think we only got two, Thatch and Sidra. But yeah, um, so Sidra is one of the first canon legends. I think she was the first canon legend. So if you picked her up, you probably wanted to try out the new weapon, to be honest, because I mean, it was dope. Like, it was the first weapon to show up, and she was so good on launch that they nerfed the cannon to the point where it's pretty bad. It's really bad, honestly. It's terrible. But Sidra is still good. So it's like the cannon may be bad, but Sidra's still good. So, you know, trades. Eh? 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 Anywhoosies. Um, Sidra's a very strong, independent woman. I don't know if that necessarily dictates uh, anything about the males who pick her, because if you identify as a male, if you identify as other, you know, that doesn't necessarily define who you are. I'm just saying that she's a very strong, independent woman. She's a captain of her own ship. Again, lore. You know, you guys should definitely read it if you haven't. It's pretty good. Yeah. So Sidra is a really interesting character. Very strong SIGs. Really good base. I mean, really good base stance. You don't really need to touch her stances at all. If you was to ever maybe put more into defense, more into speed, I mean, you really don't need to touch it. But if you did, that will be the recommended stance changes. She don't really struggle in any matchup, really, honestly. She's used at all levels across lower levels all the way up. Very easy character to climb ranked with. By the way, hint, hint, wink, wink. I'm going to be doing a tier list in terms of legends to be able to easily climb ranked with, because I have not seen any videos like that before. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be telling you guys which characters you should be playing to be able to climb up from whatever division you're in to the next. So yeah. Sidra is definitely in one of those. She's definitely going to be in that video. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. All right. Without further ado, we're going on to a personal favorite of mine. And if you guys have ever seen any of my streams or seen any of my personal stuff, you guys know that I'm an avid Zall player. Now, I am number 36 on the no number 39 now, because I haven't been playing him as much. But I'm number 39 with Zall on the leaderboards, because he's that bad of a character where I could climb. I've like made it to the top 50 with Zalls in on Steam. Uh, with that being said, if you pick Zall, you are very aggressive, like extremely aggressive. Like, if they had to define a certain quality of you, it would be aggression. That is literally all you're about. Like, his base skin is literally him with veins popping out the side of his head. That is how aggressive this character is. You probably picked Gohan in Dragon Ball, which I did. You probably picked Akuma, which I've also done. I don't main him, but I definitely do pick him because he's a hothead, and that kind of represents who I am. And so on and so forth. On top of that, you play very, very slow, punishing characters. Also guilty of that. So yeah, you probably play slow and punishing characters. Characters like Abigail and like other things like that or whatever. It's like really, really, really strong characters, but don't really have too much else to offer. That's pretty much what Zall is. He's a weaker Teros. Teros is pretty good. Like his SIGs are good, whereas Zall's, they're very lackluster. They don't do anything. They're pretty bad. They're, they're pretty bad. But with that being said, he's extremely easy to punish people with. That's the reason why I play him. Because people do a lot of stuff that are not safe, especially in lower divisions. And believe it or not, it's extremely easy to punish with 10 offense. That's right. Zall is the only character in Brawlhalla that can get up to 10 offense. So, yeah, when someone does something stupid, you can punish them for being stupid. And it feels phenomenal. You're like, oh, you want to just throw out your SIGs? Here's a side SIG for you. Oh, you want to just throw out your SIGs? Here's my neutral on cannon. Right? You want to just throw out your SIGs? Here's my neutral on axe, which, by the way, can kill for some reason. So, yeah. Needless to say, it's always extremely easy to punish people for doing dumb stuff with. Once you get to higher levels, people don't do as many dumb things. So I would highly recommend you probably drop them. But if you feel like you got the juice, then you can continue to play this character. Believe it or not, there are Diamond Zall players. One Tilty Boy is somebody who comes to mind. He is a avid Zall player as well, but he kind of dropped him for Isaiah, the better canon character in my personal opinion. But again, that's my personal opinions. If you guys think differently, please do not, please don't feel like you don't have the right to share your opinion. Again, um, if you guys notice, it was like two canon characters had came out on top of each other. It was like Sidra was the first one, then they came out with Zall, and then they took a break from canon for some reason and came out with Kaeya. So yeah, that was a segue in case you guys didn't notice. So we segue over to Kaeya. Kaeya, right? She's 11. So yeah, you guys are pedophiles if you sexualized her in any way, shape, or form. Which is weird because like everybody else is of age, they're legally consenting age in this game, and Kaeya just happens to be the only lolly in the game. That's I don't know what BMG was thinking, because like honestly speaking, she's probably the most adorable looking sprout and sprite in the entire game. Honestly, in my personal opinion, but that's just me. So it kind of broke my heart when I saw that Kaeya was 11. But needless to say, I don't want no parts of that. I'm not going to jail. Yeah. So that's number one. If you guys don't read the lore, you wouldn't know that she was 11, but she's definitely 11. Yeah. With that being said, if you pick Kaeya, you're probably into Eskimos, which are people of the Native American tribe, in case you guys didn't know. That's a little did you know fact right there. But yeah, Kaeya is a very cool character. She's inspired off the Eskimos, which are they're like half Asian, half Native American, and things of that nature. In case you guys haven't noticed already, I'm kind of fighting a cold here, so I'm sorry about this. But yeah, Kaeya is a very fast, very defensive built character, but her SIGs are ridiculous. Like when you go against Kaeya in ranked, the first thing you think about is probably her SIGs. If I'm being completely honest, her SIGs are probably the safest in the game besides like Koji's or Lucian. And that's saying something because most of those characters right there, they have some really safe SIGs. So when you think about Kaeya and you think about how you can go through the course of the match and just throw out SIGs and not have to worry about being punished, it's not exactly the most encouraging thing. I'll put it to you like that. Um, she even has the companies as her pet. Blue Mammoth. Her pet name is Blue Mammoth. The name of the company that makes Brawlhalla is Blue Mammoth Games. You think that's a coincidence? It definitely wasn't. Just in case you guys would, you know. Anyways, yeah. Kaeya, uh, she's a really strong character. Very she's not offensively built, but you can throw out Sig so safely that you don't really have to worry about it. So what she doesn't have in damage, she makes up for in safe Sigs. She can eat a ton of damage. She is built like an 18-wheel truck, so you can put the damage on her and not have to worry about it. She can keep up with the best of them, with Hattori, Lucian, pretty much any character in the game for the most part. She has very safe sigs on both of her weapons, her bow and her spear and things of that nature. So she doesn't really struggle in that department. Because of her weapon palette, she has some pretty good matchups and things of that nature. She can pretty much snowball. You see what I did there? Eskimo. She's from like the Arctic, like the snowy part. Okay, I'm gonna see my way out. I'm sorry. And my glasses fell off my face at the perfect time. Anyways, yeah, just know that Kaeya is a handful. She's definitely not easy to fight against. Nor is she fun to fight against, but she is a ton of fun to play as. And if you have not tried her, I definitely would recommend her. She's a very cool legend. All right, now on to the other character that I play is Isaiah. Now, if you play Isaiah, you're probably playing him because he was the closest things you had to a special ops type of character. There's always a character in every single type of fighting game that is a military-based character. And for a while, we didn't have that in Brawlhalla. And then they introduced Isaiah. Now, on the release, Isaiah was a pretty bad champion. I can honestly say this is probably one of the first few legends that they had brought out that was like bad on release, right? Isaiah was just pretty bad. Like he did not have anything going for him. His SIGs were very, very slow. His damage was, like he just didn't have anything going for him. But due to some buffs that they had gave him over the course of a time period, he's definitely in a very good position right now. His neutral SIG buffed on both was buffed on both weapons. His side sig was buffed on his cannon, which was his more noticeably slow side sig. His down sig was increased with the blast on his cannon, which was notably his strongest sig, and then his down sig on blasters got faster, so he became a way better legend altogether. And some of you guys might be saying, "Well, why am I only talking about the sigs?" Because when you think about a legend, the most important aspect that you have to consider is the SIGs, because the everything else is pretty much the same across the platform with the characters, right? There is nothing different about each and every single characters besides the SIGs. So depending on the usability of the SIG will determine how useful or how good that character is, right? And again, granted, you don't have to use SIGs in a match to be able to be good with the character, but that is one of the main defining pieces to the legends in Brawlhalla, especially if you're not at the highest level, right? Even if you're in Diamond, there's levels to Diamonds, right? Like 2,000 ELO Diamond players compared to 2,400 ELO Diamond players, you clearly see the difference. Even though they're both Diamonds, you see the difference. It's like night and day. And the same thing applies for 26, 27, right? 26, 27 going against a 24 or 2,000, you see the difference. So there's levels to this stuff, guys. And Isaiah is definitely one of those characters that have layers to him, depending on how far back you can peel. And I've started to see some more players started to pick him up and things of that nature. His play rate has increased a little bit, which is pretty cool to see. But yeah, Isaiah, special ops character, black. So he's like Jax from Mortal Kombat. If you guys haven't, if you've never played that before, I don't know how you haven't played that before, but yeah, He's like Jax from Mortal Kombat, and he has dreads. So you know he relates to people like me, people who like dreads. You racist. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, no, Isaiah's a really cool legend. I definitely play him quite a bit, and I really do appreciate what they've done with this character in terms of what they've done after his release. His initial release, he was trash. I was not happy with him at all. But after a few quality of life buffs, he's definitely in a good position. So on to the next legend. We got my boy Jiro. So as you guys know, I was super fucking hyped when they announced Jiro. I covered a legend insight video about him. Then I did a playthrough. I did a video with me playing a few matches with him, and then I kind of just stopped playing him for a while. And the main reason why I stopped playing him was because he was just bad. He was just really bad. Like, ugh. He was another legend on a release that was just super fucking bad. And like, honestly, I was just sitting there like, wow, BMG, please fix this fucking legend. This character is bad. And I guess BMG heard me, and they fixed Jiro. They made his neutral sig actually able to hit people on Scythe and on, well, no, his sword didn't struggle to hit people, but on Scythe they made it easier to hit people. They buffed his down sig on his Scythe to make the hitbox a little bit more adjustable in terms of like where you threw it. On top of that, they increased the speed of his down sig on sword, so now it's a little less punishable. And yeah, they just made him an overall better legend. And that made me start picking the character. And that made me start climbing with the character because he is easier to play now. His SIGs are actually usable. And if you guys don't know, I got a combo video coming out soon. It's going to be a little nice, it's going to be some nice Jiro clips up in there. I'm letting y'all know that right now. My Jiro, that boy clean. He clean. He ain't up there with my Knicks, apparently, from what everybody been telling me. But the boy clean. They say my best Scythe comes from Jiro. I'm going to just put that out there right now. You know what I'm saying? Jiro, I see you, bro. But yeah, Jiro is an offensively built character similar to Ember or similar to Ada, right? He is definitely meant for an offensively built type of character, someone who is in your face, not really letting up on the pressure and things of that nature. He does not have a ton of defense, so the two most recommended stances to take on him is either defensive stance or, in my personal opinion, offensive stand. Now, I take offense because offense is definitely the thing that I like to take on him. Again, I'm in your face. I play Zall. I'm aggressive. That's what I do. I lose a lot of ranked games because I'm always in somebody's face. And a lot of people like to play parry / passive. And this game punish you for playing aggressive, but I can't sit still. So, yeah. Just know I like to take offense on Jiro. It helps him with his killing pressure. 6 offense, 6 dexterity, 3 defense, and 7 speed is something that I personally like to take. But if you want to go for more of a defensive stance, it'll hit your offense and put it into defense. So you'll be 4 offense, 7 dexterity, 4 defense, and 7 speed, which is pretty balanced as well. So Jiro is a pretty balanced character, well-rounded, has some really good SIGs. Well, they're good now. They were terrible on release. So Jiro is definitely a character that you should think about playing if you haven't tried already. And now we're on to a character that I bash so much. Oh my god. If you've ever watched any of my live streams if you've ever seen me play in any tournaments or anything like that, you will know that I hate on Lin Fei so much. And for good reason. Lin Fei is a character that is built for utility. So she's a Yumiko. She's a Lord Vax. She is a excuse me. She is a Lucian built character. Characters who have low offensive stats, but incredibly built for versatility, right? So she has 8 dexterity. With a stance, she could be 9 dexterity. And she has 7 speed, right? Her 2 weakest stats, which are the 2 more popular stats, is offense at 3 and her defense at 4. So it's like, hello, PMG, what am I supposed to do here, right? You're supposed to utilize her 6. The problem with that is that, and I'm sorry guys, I'm super, super sorry. But the problem with her 6 is that they're all bad. The startups is terrible. The end lag is terrible. Like they're just bad. She's a bad legend. She's really bad. BMG, if you're watching this video, please, 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 for the life of you, please, just buff Lin Fei. I would never bash her ever again if you just buff this damn character. She's probably one of the coolest aesthetically looking characters ever. But she sucks so much. Oh my god. Like, the only 6 that are good on her is her Qatar neutral sig, and sometimes her down sig, but that's uninspiring because that's the same down sig as Ragnar, and a lot of people will tell you that too. BMG, like, that was kind of lazy. You literally gave her Ragnar's down sig, like, and it's on the same weapon. It's on Qatar's, bruh. Like, we didn't notice that. Anywho's, her side sig is pretty bad because it has a lot of startup and it has a lot of end lag. If they was to take a little bit off the startup and just leave the end lag how it is, her side sig would be really good on Qatar's. And then if they did the same thing for her cannon, took a little bit off the startup, put a little bit, leave it as the same end lag on the resolution of the sig, then she would be a really good legend. Somebody that you can actually play, like Lord Vrax, who I've told you guys is a great legend. Lord Vrax, good legend. Lin Fei, bad legend. Bad character. Don't play her. Now, for the 0.671% of characters who are picking, people who are picking Lin Fei, like the people who are maining this character, I'm not trying to bash on your legend. I'm just asking BMG to buff your legend because she is bad. You cannot stun. You have to try so hard with this legend to do the exact same thing that other characters do with a lot less difficulty. That is not fair to you as a player. So, granted, yes, your character is fun, your character is cool, and your character has a lot of rich heritage and culture based around your character. They can do a lot of cool things with this character, but they just don't. They literally either forgot all about her or came out with her, saw that nobody was interested in her, and just kind of just left her there. So, yeah, that's kind of Lin Fei in a nutshell. So, yeah, guys, if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Sorry that I had to cut the video We were eating up a lot of time right there. We was already at 30 minutes. Didn't want to make it too long. There's only 4 more legends to cover. That's Zario, that's Rayman, that's Dusk, and that's Fate. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button to check out the those legends coming up next. And thank you guys for always supporting me and watching my videos. Make sure you guys check out some of the links in the description below if you want to help support the channel. And with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.